A lot of traditions try to get rid of darkness. Some fight it, some exile it, some call it evil and cast it out. Tibetan Buddhism tells a stranger story. When Buddhism reached Tibet in the 8th century, the land pushed back. Storms, spirits, collapsing walls, and one man, one tantric master from India, didn't defeat the demons. He reassigned them. He bound them by oath and turned enemies into guardians. The demons didn't disappear, they got hired. This is the story of Padmasambhava, also known as Guru Rinpoche, the lotus-born master who changed Tibet forever by transforming its greatest enemies into Buddhism's fiercest protectors. How do you do that without destroying anything? Tibet, 8th century. King Trisong Detsen has a problem. He wants to bring Buddhism to his kingdom. The Buddha's teachings, compassion, enlightenment, peace. Except, Tibet doesn't want it. Tibet wasn't some empty spiritual wasteland waiting to be filled. The land was already alive with power that had lived in those mountains for thousands of years. Mountain deities protecting the valleys, storm spirits commanding the weather, earth demons dwelling in every rock, every river, every cave. Call them demons, call them gods. Either way, they're the same thing. Forces that don't care about your plans. So the king tries the traditional approach. He invites the great Indian Buddhist abbot, Shantarakshita, a scholar, a master of logic and scripture, one of India's most respected monks. They begin building Samyai Monastery, Tibet's first Buddhist temple. Shantarakshita tries everything. Logic, scripture, ritual. Nothing holds. Every single day. The walls collapse. Construction workers arrive at sunrise, lay stones, raise walls, and by sunset everything's scattered again. Shadows moving in broad daylight. Tools vanishing. Stones thrown across valleys by unseen hands. Workers do whatever humans do when the sky starts hating them. Clutch amulets, whisper prayers, refuse to return. One monk whispers to another, "The spirits will kill us all." Buddhism isn't conquering Tibet, it's being rejected. Violently. Months pass. The king watches his dream crumble, literally, every single day. Shantarakshita finally tells him, "I cannot do this alone. These forces require someone who knows the wrathful path, someone who can meet demons on their own terms. Send for Padmasambhava." The name meant nothing to the king. It would mean everything to Tibet. The king sends word across the Himalayas. One line, "Send us the tantric master who binds demons by oath." And that's when they hear about him. The lotus-born master, the tantric sorcerer. His name, Padmasambhava. And his birth? Impossible. Let me tell you how Padmasambhava was born, because the story defies nature itself. A lotus flower floating in Lake Dhanakosha in ancient Haryana, what we now call the Swat Valley. And one day, the lotus opens. Inside, an 8-year-old child, already enlightened, holding a vajra in one hand, a lotus in the other. Later Tibetan tradition says the Buddha foretold a lotus-born master who would bring Vajrayana to Tibet. Some traditions go even further and describe him as an emanation of the Buddha, not reincarnation in the pop culture sense, more like the Buddha's compassion taking a new form for a new place. Whatever you believe about the birth, Tibet didn't invite him for poetry. They invited him because their monastery kept collapsing. After this miraculous birth, Padmasambhava studied with the greatest tantric masters of India. Decades of training. He mastered them all. By the time Tibet called for him, his reputation had spread across the Himalayas. If demons block your path, send for the lotus-born. The Tibetans would come to call him Guru Rinpoche, precious teacher, and eventually, the second Buddha. Now, we covered Nagarjuna before, the philosopher who revolutionized emptiness teachings. Nagarjuna is also called the second Buddha for philosophy. Padmasambhava earns the title for Tantra. Same nickname, completely different job description. The key difference? Most Buddhist monks teach the sutras, the long road, renunciation, clarity, gradual training. Padmasambhava taught the tantras, the short road, same goal, higher voltage. Sutra trains renunciation. Tantra says, don't waste the poison, turn it into medicine. The sutra approach avoids darkness. The tantra approach enters it. You cannot transform what you will not face. Padmasambhava had spent decades mastering this path. And now, Tibet needed exactly that. So when Tibet's king hears about this master who doesn't fear demons, the king sends one line: come to Tibet. We have demons, many demons, and they're winning. Padmasambhava accepts. The journey to Tibet would require crossing the Himalayas, the highest mountains on earth, and legend says he would make the crossing on the back of a tiger. Before Padmasambhava could face Tibet's demons, he needed a guide, someone who knew the land. He found her in Yeshai Tsogyal. Yeshai Tsogyal was a Tibetan princess, promised in political marriage. She would have been locked into palace life. Children, protocols, never touching the Dharma. When she heard Padmasambhava was coming, she saw her chance. She escaped her father's palace the night before her wedding. If caught, forced return, locked in the palace, the marriage would proceed. She found Padmasambhava anyway. Make me your student. Padmasambhava saw in her a mind capable of holding the deepest tantras. He accepted her as his disciple, his spiritual partner, his consort in the tantric tradition. She would become the mother of Tibetan Buddhism, the one who preserved the teachings, hid the treasures, and achieved enlightenment herself. And yes, her story deserves its own episode. The crossing to Tibet required more than human strength. The Himalayas don't yield to ordinary travel. So Yeshai Tsogyal, through practices Padmasambhava taught her, manifested a tiger. Some accounts say she became the tigress. Others say she called it forth. The tiger represents wild power. Tantra says, ride it. Don't kill the tiger, use its strength, transform raw energy into enlightened action. Padmasambhava, riding this tigress, crosses the Himalayas, flying over mountain passes no human could traverse. Weeks of frozen lungs, avalanches, bandits who don't ask questions first. He arrives in Tibet. As they descended from the peaks, the earth trembled. People felt it. Power was coming. The demons, feeling an unfamiliar power approaching, gather. They sense this isn't a normal monk. Someone who doesn't blink has arrived. The demons were waiting. How does one man face an entire country of demons? Padmasambhava didn't have one approach. He had 8. Tradition says he manifested 8 different forms throughout his life. The Guru Tsengye, the 8 names of the Guru. We're not doing all 8, just 3. 3 is enough to see the blueprint. Why 8? Because life isn't one thing. Violence needs wrathful energy. Confusion needs clarity. Pride needs sovereignty it can respect. 8 different approaches, because life throws infinite challenges. You're about to see exactly what that means. 3 demons, 3 different forms, 3 transformations. The first demon? Pure violence. Pehar, guardian of the valleys, lord of storms, ancient protector of the Tibetan highlands. The chronicles describe it like this: storms, fear, and a valley that simply would not allow the temple to stand. Padmasambhava approaches the construction site. The sky darkens. Lightning splits the clouds. Pehar appears, towering, massive, wreathed in storm clouds, eyes like lightning strikes. The peaceful teacher transforms. Dorje Drola, the wrathful Vajra, riding a pregnant tigress, wielding thunder, surrounded by flames, matching Pehar's fury with equal intensity. Power meeting power. 5 days and nights. Pehar rages. Storms batter the valley. Padmasambhava sits unmoved in perfect meditation. Dorje Drolo doesn't attack, doesn't fight, doesn't flee. He outlasts. Day 5. The storm begins to weaken. Then, the storm stops. Complete silence. A monk steps out, looks up, and for 1 second thinks, "We won." Then the wind returns. Worse, darker clouds, stronger lightning. Imagine being a monk hiding behind a rock thinking, "So this is how I die, crushed by weather, because I wanted to build a temple." The second storm, like the first, exhausts itself. Pehar kneels. For the first time in thousands of years, the storm spirit bows. Padmasambhava spoke recognition. He honored Pehar's power, his ancient guardianship, then offered him something greater to guard. Not destruction of what Pehar was, transformation into what he could become. Pehar swears an oath, partnership. He will protect Buddhism, use his storms to shield the Dharma instead of destroying it. Anger isn't evil. It's a bouncer with no training. You cannot destroy anger. You can only give it a better job. In Tibet, they call them Dharmapalas, protectors. Some are enlightened, some are basically powerful locals on a leash, bound by oath. The first transformation, complete. The second demon didn't attack with violence. He attacked with illusion. Nenchen Tangla, god of the mountains, master of illusion. He doesn't appear as one form. He appears as every form. A tiger, then a bird, then mist, then flame, constantly shifting, never graspable. Dorje Drolo's wrathful power won't work here. Padmasambhava shifts. Loden Chokse, the wise seeker. Absolute clarity, unshakable awareness. The illusions multiply. Workers swing tools at shadows. Someone points at a shape in the mist. Next breath, it's a raven. Next breath, nothing. Padmasambhava sits down. He doesn't chase the masks. He waits for what's underneath to get tired. Nian Chen shifts forms trying to deceive. Loden Chokse sees through every mask. You can only hide from those who look away. Padmasambhava never looks away. Then the illusions stutter. The raven freezes mid-flap and drops like a puppet whose strings got cut. Nian Chen realizes he cannot hide, cannot escape recognition. For millennia, he'd worn masks. For the first time, someone looked past them all. Padmasambhava offered him clarity. You are not your illusions. You are what you've been protecting. Nyanchen Tangla becomes the protector of truth. The illusionist becomes the revealer. At this point, you're probably noticing the pattern. Recognition instead of elimination. 2 demons transformed. The third was the hardest. Violence you can outlast. Illusion you can see through. But pride you must elevate. Siu Marpo, god of the territories. Proud, sovereign, unyielding. He doesn't attack Samyai, he refuses it. This land belongs to the old gods. He will not bow to foreign teachings. Pride cannot be broken without destroying the demon itself. So Padmasambhava doesn't break it. Padma Gyalpo, the Lotus King. royal, sovereign, majestic. Tsiu Marpo stands before him, refuses to kneel. The monks expect a fight. Instead, they watch two kings stare at each other in silence. And the scariest thing in the valley isn't the god, it's the calm. Padma Gyalpo acknowledged Tsiu Marpo's sovereignty, his ancient rights, his noble pride, then asked, what is truly worthy of such power? Not foreign conquest, eternal truth, not diminishment, elevation. Padma Gyalpo offered elevation. The Dharma wouldn't diminish Tsiu Marpo's power. It would make that power eternal. Tsiu Marpo, the territorial god who refused foreign influence, becomes one of Buddhism's most wrathful protectors. His pride transformed into noble guardianship. 3 confrontations, 0 deaths, 0 banishments, pure transformation. And suddenly, everyone understands. Every demon was defending something sacred, their mountains, their valleys, their people. The demons were never the enemy. They were protectors who didn't know they could protect something greater. When Buddhism spreads at its best, it doesn't bulldoze a culture. It translates into it. Tibet absorbed Buddhism, made it Tibetan. The demons became its protectors. The walls stopped falling, the spirits stopped resisting. King Trisong Detsen stood at the monastery site. For the first time since construction began, silence. Yeshai Tsogyal watched from the valley. She'd seen Padmasambhava as peaceful teacher, wrathful destroyer, wise scholar. Now she understood. He was all of them, and none of them, whatever the moment required. Dawn broke over Samyai. The walls stood, 4 temples facing 4 directions. A central shrine, Tibet's first Buddhist monastery, built on land demons once guarded, now protected by those same demons, transformed into eternal guardians. Construction completed around the year 779. Samyai Monastery stands to this day. Padmasambhava's work in Tibet was only beginning. With the demons transformed, Padmasambhava could finally teach. He didn't only build Samyai, he planted time bombs. Buddha Shakyamuni taught the sutras, Padmasambhava taught the tantras. This is why he's called the second Buddha. Different methods, same destination. In Tibet, he becomes the second Buddha. You've heard that nickname before, this is the tantric version of it. Padmasambhava established what would later become known as Nyingma, the oldest tradition of Tibetan Buddhism, the tantric lineage. For decades, he remained in Tibet, teaching, building, transforming, not in monasteries, in caves, on mountainsides, in hidden valleys. He taught a small circle, King Trisong Detsen, Yeshe Tsogyal, translators, yogins, together with Shantarak Shida. They translated the Buddha's teachings into Tibetan, creating the Tibetan canon, making Buddhism accessible to an entire civilization. And then he did something paranoid or genius. He hid the teachings, not because they were weak, because humans are. Padmasambhava understood something about human nature. People forget. Teachings get corrupted. Lineages break. So he concealed them. Terma. Hidden treasures. Prophecies written. Locations marked. Instructions sealed. When humanity is ready, when the time is right, these teachings will reveal themselves. One of these hidden treasures, the Bardo Thodol. 6 centuries pass. Then a Turtun, a treasure revealer, named Karma Lingpa, finds it. According to Tibetan tradition, the Bardo Thodol traces back to Padmasambhava's teachings, written down by Yeshai Tsogyal and hidden as Terma. We covered it before as the Tibetan Book of the Dead. That entire text, hidden Terma, revealed when the time was right. At least, that's how the tradition frames it. These Terma, still being discovered. Teachings hidden over 1,000 years ago, appearing in dreams, found in caves, ancient wisdom with perfect timing. Yeshe Tsogyal preserved the teachings, wrote them down, hid the terma, became the mother of Tibetan Buddhism. And the demons, they kept their oaths. Pehar, Tsiu Marpo, Nyan Chen, the very forces that fought Buddhism, now stand as its eternal guardians. The legacy is vast, monastery built, demons transformed, teachings established, treasures hidden. One man changing an entire civilization. And then, he left, without dying. Padmasambhava, Guru Rinpoche, didn't die. At least not the way we understand death. When his work in Tibet was complete, some chronicles say that's when he departed. Others say he was accused of sorcery and had to flee. Perhaps both are true. He didn't pass into paranirvana like the Buddha. He didn't leave a body behind. Legend says he departed in a body of pure light, to Zangdok Palri, the copper-colored mountain, a pure land where he still resides. You can visit one of his meditation sites today, Paro Taksang, the Tiger's Nest Monastery. A temple clinging to a sheer cliff face, 3,000 feet above the valley floor. Tradition says 3 years, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 hours of unbroken meditation, facing the darkness within, transforming it into light. Walk into almost any Himalayan Buddhist monastery today, you'll see 3 statues, Buddha Shakyamuni, a Bodhisattva, and Padmasambhava, the founder of Buddhism, the ideal of compassion, and the tantric master who made it Tibetan. His mantra still chanted every day, across Tibet, Bhutan, Nepal, and far beyond. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padma Siddhi Hum. His practices still performed, his presence still felt, because he promised he would never truly leave. Think about what Padmasambhava actually did. Remember Buddha versus Mara? Buddha defeated Mara by recognizing him. Padmasambhava did the same, multiplied across an entire nation. Carl Jung would later discover this same truth. Integration of the shadow, different words, same wisdom. Some traditions even summarize it like this. The real Padmasambhava isn't a man on a tiger. It's the awakened quality of mind that stops running. Few spiritual traditions dare to say this openly. That darkness doesn't need elimination. That demons aren't irredeemable. That integration is more powerful than destruction. Padmasambhava didn't theorize this. He demonstrated it. In Tibet, in the 8th century, with demons who became guardians. Your anger, it's protecting your boundaries. Give it a worthy boundary to guard. Your fear, it's protecting your safety. Show it what true safety means. Your pride, it's protecting your dignity. Elevate it to protect something greater. A demon isn't always a spirit in the mountains. Sometimes it's the rage that protects you from being hurt again. The anxiety that tries to keep you safe. The pride that guards your worth. Maybe you don't destroy them. Perhaps you transform them. You cannot destroy these forces. You can only integrate them. Maybe Guru Rinpoche never died because what he represents never disappears. The possibility that even our demons can become our guardians. That our darkness, approached correctly, becomes our light. That truth, deathless, still being discovered in hidden caves, in ancient texts, in the moment when you stop fighting your darkness and start asking what it's trying to protect. Somewhere beyond the peaks, or maybe in that cliffside cave in Bhutan, Padmasambhava waits, not dead, not gone. Ready for those willing to face their demons and discover what lies on the other side of integration. Quick question before you go. When you're under pressure, do you become Pehar, Tongla, or Tsiu Marpo? Think about it. If this story changed how you see darkness, hit subscribe. We explore Buddhist wisdom, the teachings most channels avoid, the truths that actually transform. Drop your answer in the comments. Which demon are you? And which demon in your life needs integrating instead of destroying? Next video, we're diving into another master nobody talks about. Until then, face your demons. They might become your greatest protectors.